Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Naturally Nija J. So today I just have a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I'm going to read an excerpt, right? Because the excerpt is going to set the tone for today's video, and then I'm going to share an experience that I had this week. And then from there, I'm going to talk about where do we go from there, right? An action step. So here it is. So I'm going to read this for you. If you look at the life of the average, educated, hardworking person, there is a similar path. The child is born, goes to school. The proud parents are excited because the child excels, gets fair to good grades, and is accepted into college. The child graduates, maybe goes on to graduate school, and then does exactly as programmed. Looks for a safe, secure job or career. The child finds the job, maybe as a doctor, a lawyer. They may join the army or work for the government. Generally, the child begins to make money. Credit cards start to arrive in mass, and the shopping begins as if it hasn't already. Having money to burn, the child goes to places where other young people just like them hang out. They meet people, they date, sometimes they get married. Life is wonderful now because today both men and women work. Two incomes are bliss. They feel successful, their future is bright. They decide to buy a house, a car, a television. They take vacations, they have children. The happy bundle arrives. The demand for cash is enormous. The happy couple decides that their careers are vitally important and begin to work harder, seeking promotions and raises. The raises come, and so does another child in the need for a bigger house. They work harder, they become better employees, they're even more dedicated. They go back to school to get more specialized skills so they can earn more money. Maybe they take a second job. Their incomes go up, but so does the tax bracket that they're in, and the real estate taxes on their new large home, and their social security taxes, and all the other taxes. They get their large paycheck and wonder where all the money went. They buy some mutual funds. They buy groceries with their credit card. The children reach 5 or 6 years of age, and the need to save for college increases as well as the need to save for their retirement. That happy couple, born 35 years ago, is now trapped in the rat race for the rest of their working days. They work for the owners of their company, for the government paying taxes, and for the bank paying off a mortgage and credit cards. Then they advise their own children to study hard, get good grades, and find a safe job or career. They learn nothing about money except from those who profit from their naivety and work hard all their lives. The process repeats into another hard-working generation. This is called the rat race. And then I have one other thing to read, and then I'm going to talk about the story. I want to teach you to master the power of money, not to be afraid of it. And they don't teach that in school. If you don't learn it, you become a slave to money. And that is an example. Well, these are excerpts from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. And that's what I'm currently reading. So the story that I'm going to share kind of goes along with the book that I'm reading and, what's in my heart. So as I was at Enterprise returning a car, if you followed me, I was at a conference, so I had to go and return a car. And as I was returning the car, I was listening to an exchange with an older woman and another lady. They were there for different reasons. And the older lady was with her grandchild, and she was looking for some money to pay what her remaining balance was because I think she must have had an accident or something. And so Enterprise was who she rented her car from while her regular car was being repaired, and she was basically letting him know that the amount that she was having to pay out of pocket was not the same as what she initially was told. So she wanted to get some money back, and or either wanted to make sure that what she owed was correct. And so when she was talking to the guy, she was saying, I'm on a fixed income. I am on not Medicaid, sorry. She gets Social Security, and she's on a fixed income and she has to count all of her coins, which I understand, and I'm very much empathetic to that. And this is no judgment, but it had me thinking, like, here this is an older woman, probably in her 70s, maybe even 80. She definitely wasn't in her 60s. And she is, in the same situation as a lot of Americans where, you get to retirement age and for whatever reason, you don't have retirement, you don't have the income, and you're literally relying on Social Security. And for me, I'm in my late 30s, and they talk about whether or not Social Security will even be by the time I reach retirement age, which is in another about 30 years. And so it immediately had me thinking, like, wow, if we don't get this together and figure out what our plan of action will be, I could literally be in that same boat with no retirement. All I've done for the last 30 years of my life is work for someone else. Haven't really mastered the money thing, and I am a slave to it. And before you know it, I'm trying to make my life work with $700 or $800 a month. And again, this is not a place of judgment. This is more of how can I change that, not just for me, but for my children and my children's children, and position them so that they are never in that kind of situation, or at least they've been educated enough to where if they do get in that situation, it's because of their own doing and not because we didn't, as parents, teach them the right things. So when I say that I am a CEO in the making, I'm not just saying that for words or for hashtags or for likes or follows. Like, literally, I understand now what it means to make money work for me and not me working for money, and to understand that if I want to have a certain lifestyle, and if I want to have a certain life, and if I want to pass on these principles to my children and for my children's children to benefit, I have to totally disassociate with what I've been taught up until this point and divorce it and learn the new way of thinking and living and being. So literally, I am working on this daily, and being a business owner and understanding investments and real estate and stocks and bonds and IRAs and 401ks and 403bs, what all of this means, because I understand and I know that I don't ever want to be in a situation 30 years from now where I'm totally dependent on a governmental pot of money that may or may not be available. So here's the call to action, because I don't want this to be an extremely long video, but I did want to share what's on my heart and share with you as I use Naturally Nija as my platform to tell you that if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if what I read to you as the example that Robert Kiyosaki calls the rat race does not sit well with you, and you're looking for change and you're looking to be financially literate, let me know, and I would love to share with you what I'm doing. I can share with you people who are mastering this, because I am no way a master yet. But I can share with you some people that you can get connected with that can teach you financial literacy and teach you how you can leave an inheritance to your children's children. And if you desire to get out of that rat race that I read, let me know. So that is the call to action. And if this video has done anything for you, please comment, like, and share. And thank you for following me on Facebook at Naturally Nija, Instagram Naturally Nija, and on YouTube at Naturally Nija. So thanks so much, guys, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.